Hey guys, and welcome back to DarkLogic Studios' Attack on Titan theories and discussions. Before we go any further, I want to give you fair warning that these videos are going to contain lots and lots of spoilers. So if you're not caught up with the manga, then what are you doing with your life? Seriously though, if you don't want spoilers, you should probably click on something else. If you're all caught up though, then let's get to it. Hey, what is up guys? So thank you guys so much for all your responses to my last video about the 9th Titan shifter, and welcome to all of my new subscribers. This is such a hot topic right now, and this video just exploded, and my channel is exploding with it, and I'm super excited about it. But I'm even more excited about some of the theories that you guys left me in the comments. And since this is such a big topic right now, and because you guys left me so many amazing comments, I decided to go ahead and do a follow-up video, because there is so much more we need to talk about on this subject, and you guys have opened my eyes to so many new possibilities. But since I want to keep these videos under 20 minutes, and because the chapter is right around the corner, there is one theory in particular that I want to talk about in this video. And in the next video, if the Titan shifter is not revealed in the next chapter, if I'm not able to get it out quick enough, then I'll do another video talking about a few different theories. But I really wanted to do a video specifically about this one because I really think I may have figured out who the 9th Titan shifter is going to be, and I'm going to explain from a thematic and storytelling point of view why I really believe Falco might actually be the 9th Titan shifter. Now, I want to thank DarkLogic for elaborating on the idea. Even though you said you didn't actually think it was likely, I do think some of the things that you said kind of support this a little bit. But the more my mind wandered down this direction, the more it started kind of making sense. I found the possibility seemed to answer a lot of questions I've been having lately, and also appeared to kind of tie things together a little bit, or at least start to. For example, I've been wondering why exactly we've been spending so much time with these characters. I mean, I understand that Isayama wanted us to sympathize with them and show us both sides, but what is special about these characters in particular? What significance are they gonna have? Why the connection with the Grice family? It could be a clue to what Falco's motivations and choices will be later. I mean, if you think about it, after being teased several chapters about somebody being born a shifter and being given these parameters that they might only be able to live 13 years, then suddenly being introduced to these Eldian kids, most of whom appear to be under the age of 13, it seems kind of obvious that it's got to be one of them, and I can't believe I actually didn't think of this sooner. DarkLogic said, "I'm still wondering about Grice. Just as I suspected, it was confirmed in the official translation that he is in fact a relative of Colt and Falco, because they share the same surname. It seems so important, because not only is he responsible for Grice joining the Restorationists, but he also got special treatment at the Outer Wall. I wonder if the only reason he got so much spotlight was because of Falco and Colt, but the fact that we never saw him die is just so weird. In any other manga, it would be like, there is no way he survived that. But this is Attack on Titan after all. I know I'm just grasping at straws, but it would be awesome if he transformed into a Titan and escaped. Top kick." They go on to say, "Gross specifically said that he might make it out if he's lucky. I doubt it, because I don't think they would risk someone escaping to the walls, but who knows." Kruger said, and I quote, "It's impossible to reach the walls without the power of the Titans. It would make sense if the 9th Titan is a flying one. Birds appear so many times together with Titans. The anime even begins with birds. While I'm not confident enough to say that Falco really is a shifter, which I actually think is unlikely, it would make sense if you think about Grice. If he had the power and managed to escape the Titans and had 2 children, he might have passed his power down to Falco when he eventually died after 13 years. We don't know how the powers work, but it could be a possibility. It might end up being revealed sooner or later because he wants to inherit the Armor Titan, and that would mean he has 2 powers. And don't say that Grice having powers is impossible. Kruger had them too, and don't forget that no one was able to find out. Honestly, I've been thinking about something. We don't know that much about Kruger. Where and when did he get his powers? What did he tell Grisha that wasn't shown? We almost know nothing about the Attack Titan. What if Grice is part of Kruger's plan too? Or not his plan, but someone else's? Undetected Titan shifters? What if a high-ranked Marley is actually behind all of this? I just don't have any other explanation how Kruger was able to have one of the 9 powers. Shouldn't the Marley, like, reclaim that power? And then there's Zeke, who also has some plans, including saving Eren. Are they working independently? Or is this part of some sick Death Note-like plot? So, like always, Dear Slendy definitely has some good points here, because there's definitely something going on with Grice and Falco and Colt and this family of theirs, because these are definitely going to be important characters because we've been building this up since we got Grisha's backstory. When we first saw Grice in Grisha's office, when he was patching him up and talked him into joining the Restorationists. And now we're seeing these 2 kids who are related to him, so this has got to be important. Now what I find interesting about the idea that Falco might be the final Titan is really just the bird symbolism. Because we've got this kid named Falco, which sounds like falcon. And what's interesting is that in the beginning of chapter 91, we have several shots of what I believe is a falcon. And falcons are commonly used in ancient mythology as a symbol of victory, success, and rising above a situation, and is often associated with the rising sun. The Egyptian sun god Ra, for example, had the head of a falcon. So we have this boy named Falco, and this falcon symbolism, and we've had bird symbolism throughout the entire story of Attack on Titan. And of course, birds are a symbol of freedom, which is why the Survey Corps is a shield with 2 crossed wings, the wings of freedom. But the falcon specifically is a symbol of victory. So what could that mean? We have a falcon flying over the Marley in the midst of war, and a Marleyan soldier named Falco, he's staring up at it for like 10 minutes in a daze. So I feel like this has to have some kind of significance. This falcon could be some kind of subtle clue. So what could it mean? Maybe Falco is going to be somebody that, instead of flowing with the tide like everybody else, actually tries to stand up to the Marley, and maybe he will succeed. Maybe he will help the Eldians succeed in their battle against the Marley. Like, who knows at this point? Even though Gabby kind of takes the spotlight because she's such an outrageous character, Falco is kind of the quote-unquote main character of the Marleyan portion of this story. He's kind of the one that we've been following over the past few chapters as we're getting to know the Marley. And from what we've learned about Falco, just by observing him in these past few chapters, is that he's a very caring person. He's very concerned for other people. He's especially close to Gabby. He doesn't want her to be a Titan and live a life of war and suffering and dying young. And we also see in chapter 92, when a Mideast Alliance soldier is wounded on the battlefield, Falco takes him into the ditch and he tries to patch him up, and he's trying to talk to him and stuff, and the soldier's just an asshole and he's like, "Don't touch me, you Eldian demons," or whatever. And Falco's like, "Aw, mean." But this character, Falco, that we've been introduced to, you can see he's very caring and empathetic to other people, no matter who they are or what side they're on. And in a way, if you think about it, he's kind of like Eren, but at the same time he's the polar opposite of Eren, because Eren cares about people a lot too. He always wants to save people, and he always wants to protect everybody, and he's always really upset when people die. But the way he protects people is by using his anger and harnessing his anger to fight their enemies, and use his strength to protect his friends and the people he cares about. You know, he's very aggressive. Falco, on the other hand, is the opposite. He's not rash. He doesn't rage out. He's very in control, and he's very concerned about people no matter who they are. Even if they're an enemy, he still wants to treat them like a person, which is very different from Eren. If somebody is his enemy, he wants to kill the shit out of them. Now, this difference between Eren and Falco could actually be a really crucial clue to what's going to happen in the future. because we've been given this theme that has been reinforced by the anime of Eren's anger and his need to control it and his inability to control it and what consequences that could have in the future. On the opposite side, we have Falco, who has the same goals. He wants to protect himself and the people he cares about and fight the enemy, but he's much more compassionate, he's much more understanding, he's much more patient, he's more like Armin in that respect. And again, even if somebody is his enemy, he still cares about them. So this is the complete opposite from Eren. And if you think about that, Eren is kind of our story's main character on the Eldian side, and Falco is the story's main character on the Marleyan side, then what if these two are gonna be the ones that kind of end up having that final encounter that ultimately decides whether the Marley or the Eldians are gonna win this war? Because if Falco gets the Armored Titan, Reiner's pretty much been the main antagonist throughout the entire story, more so than the Colossal Titan. So eventually, Eren is most likely going to have another battle with the Armored Titan, a final battle with the Armored Titan. But that Armored Titan may not necessarily still be Reiner. I can kind of imagine Eren attacking the Armored Titan, maybe not knowing who it is, and then later finding out that it wasn't Reiner after all. Now, adding to these parallels is if Falco was born with a Titan Shifter ability and then gained the Armored Titan power, then he too would have 2 Titan powers within him, just like Eren does. And if these two, Eren and Falco, are the ones who are destined to come to a head and be the 2 characters that are ultimately going to decide who wins this war, that means they could be evenly matched, depending on how well Eren can control the coordinate at this point. If he still hasn't figured out how to use the coordinate to its full power, then Falco may have a chance against him. So what if that is a possibility? What if this Falcon symbolism and this weird thing with the Grice family and Ymir's curse, the 13-year time limit, could all these clues be pointing to Falco? I think that would tie all this together pretty well, to be honest. Especially if the last Titan is gonna end up being a flying Titan. It's pretty interesting. Alright guys, let me know what you guys thought about these theories. Let me know what you think. Who is most likely to be the last Titan Shifter? Let me know in the comments. Alright, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Peace.